President Trump visiting two communities in America today, still mourning after the weekend's mass shootings. First, Dayton, Ohio, and as we speak, El Paso, Texas, meeting with survivors and taking time to thank first responders. The president met by protesters and also supporters in both cities today. For some, the heartbreak and the pain has turned to anger and the claims that president's rhetoric encourages a climate of hate. Thank you for joining us. At 6 o'clock, I'm Doug Dunbar. It's good to have you. We have team coverage out west in El Paso this evening. Ken Molestina, Andrea Lucia, both live there tonight. Ken, I'd like to start with you and the emotions that have been running fairly high in advance and now with the president there.
Yeah, and that all started a couple of days ago, Doug, when we first got word that the president was coming here to El Paso. Folks started to kind of voice their criticism and their opposition to him. Of course, today, as you mentioned, those tensions are extremely high because he is still here in El Paso. I can tell you that the president is still here in town. He is wrapping up sort of the tail end of his visit. But again, very emotional. The clashes here at the memorial site for these 22 victims, that happened earlier today. Police had to be called in to intervene with some of those clashes. The president, again, landed here in El Paso about 2:30 Mountain Time. That's 3:30 Central. He walked off the plane accompanied by the First Lady. He met briefly with Senators John Cornyn and Ted Cruz, as well as Governor Greg Abbott, before he headed off to University Medical Center. That's where he met with victims and survivors of the shooting. And all throughout the day, we have seen a major increased police presence here throughout the city because of just how much controversy this visit has drawn and all of the ill sentiments that the president's visit has caused to the people of this city. Many don't want him here, and they blame him for the terror attack that killed 22 people. Now, out in the hospital, police were out there in riot gear. Back here at the memorial, the sentiments were divided, and they were fiery. I can tell you that there were folks here who showed up wearing the Make America Great Again hats. The folks here who did not want the president in El Paso, they took exception to that. That caused a clash. One person tried to step in earlier, Doug, to try and defend the one woman who was wearing that hat, and he had a clash as well. And so, again, heavy police presence throughout the entire city, and especially here at this memorial site where these tensions are running high. The El Paso Police Department had to tweet out earlier today reminding folks what the purpose of this memorial is, and that is to honor the victims and basically telling people, take those clashes somewhere else, don't do that here. But again, that is sort of the sentiment here in El Paso. And again, the president is wrapping up his visit here. We understand that he will be headed back to the airport, boarding Air Force One shortly and heading back to Washington, D.C. That's the very latest out here in El Paso. Ken Molestina, CBS 11 News.
Ken, thanks very much. And as we know, every voice deserves a seat at the table, and we always hope it's peaceful. Protesters been outside El Paso's University Medical Center through the day. We did check in earlier with Andrea Lucia. Andrea, I want to talk to you once again. How are things there now? Because as we discussed earlier, both sides have come together there in terms of opinions regarding the president being in town.
Yeah, Doug, within the last half hour, the crowds dispersed and the roads here around the hospital reopened. This is University Medical Center back here. It's a hospital that treated 15 of the victims of Saturday's shooting. It is expected that the president met with some of the wounded who are still here. He was in the hospital for well over an hour, and for the duration of that visit, the situation out here on the street was a tense one. A rally earlier in the afternoon drew hundreds of people to mourn the 22 killed and to send a message to the president that he was not welcome here. Some of those attending made their way to the hospital afterwards, where they encountered a group of Trump supporters who had come to greet the president. Things were initially calm between the two groups, but when the president arrived, we started to see some clashes. El Paso police were out in riot gear trying to keep things under control, and for the most part, they did. You know, we did witness a lot of yelling, a lot of insults being thrown around, and at one point it did seem like it was going to come to blows. You know, people were holding back members of their own group to keep them from getting violent. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. We did not personally witness any punches being thrown, but again, it was very tense for pretty much the entire time that the president was here at the hospital. Back to you, Doug.